Hello friends, welcome to Holistic Health Channel. Today's topic is harnessing the powers of subconscious mind by removing its barriers. Where does these barriers exist? These barriers exist in our mind only, and we have to remove these barriers using the powers of intellect and using the filters of intellect. Intellect, as we discussed in our previous video, is the most important faculty of our inner mechanism, that is our personal management information system. So as you know that mind is very powerful, mind is directing your thoughts towards a desired outcome. Focus on success and you are going to attract success, and focus on fear and failures, you are going to attract fears and failures. The law of attraction is working in itself tightly through the power of subconscious mind. And intellect is the most important faculty of our inner MIS, which has very powerful functions. It has the power of reasoning, analysis, discrimination, and it understands each and every thought which the conscious mind sends it to it. It evaluates it, judges it, refines it, and then takes a decision whether to implement the action in practical or not. As I said earlier also, that this is the decision making committee of our inner organization. So through intellect we have to control our barriers, and as the barriers we have to understand the barriers, because as I said we have to do SWOT analysis of our inner mechanism also. Already we have come to know the powers and strength, and now we should know the weaknesses and threats. This is called as threats in our inner mechanism. These are called as barriers in our inner mechanisms. We should know these barriers and we should know how to overcome them. Through intellect we can overcome them, as intellect is gifted with wisdom and willpower and determination. So through these filters, these act as a filter. Through these filters we are able to take accurate decision. For taking accurate decision, it is necessary to have good filters. But the problem is that, as I earlier said, the barriers develop and these alter the functioning of and affect our willpower. So how we have to control it? For this, in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna has given a solution for it. As you know, now the people are telling that Lord Krishna was the first management guru, and he has given the techniques how we can control our inner mechanism. In chapter 6, verse number 6, he has told that we should control the mind. It is desirable to control the mind, and he has said that the person who has controlled the mind, for him the mind is the best friend, and the person who is not able to control the mind, for him the mind is the worst enemy. We think and normally we blame situations and circumstances outside, but if we analyze our life and experiences, we will find that outside situations and circumstances are affecting us only 2 to 5%, whereas 95 to 98% it is our own mind which is creating hindrances, which is creating problems. That is why it is important to understand the mind and its functioning and how it can be controlled. And for this controlling of the mind also, Lord Krishna has provided a solution. Earlier also he said by practice and detachment, and the second in chapter 3 verse number 42 has given a hierarchy how it has to be controlled. He said that sense organs, he has given a hierarchy. He said that sense organs are better than inanimate object, because through sense organs we perceive these inanimate objects, and then mind is better than these sense organs. Mind should not run after sense organs, but mind should control these sense organs. Sense organs should use everything but within the control limits, and then intellect is better than mind. So, and he has advised also that mind should be controlled through the power of intellect. Now, the most formidable barrier which comes in our mind is, which I have referred in my previous video many times. It's known as mental conditioning or mental positioning. This is the most formidable barrier, and it affects our life in many ways. So we should try to understand this barrier. For this, I would like to give a small example. There was a small boy who was having a fish tank, and in this fish tank there was a small fish, and he was dropping the food every day in the corner of the fish tank, and the fish was coming and watching it, and then after this she will catch hold of that food and eat it. Several days he was doing this, but one day the boy put a transparent glass sheet in between the fish and the food, but he kept on dropping the food. Because it was a transparent sheet, fish could see the food. She saw the food and tried to catch hold of it, but she bumped against the glass sheet and fell down. She tried many times, but she failed many times. Then she gave up the idea, and then she stopped attempting it to get hold of the food. After 2-3 hours, she completely stopped her attempts. And after 4-5 hours, boy, after looking at fish that she is not eating the food, he removed the transparent glass sheet. But even now, the fish was looking at the food, but she was not even touching the food and never made an attempt to get hold of the food, thinking itself that now itself also the transparent glass sheet is lying in between her and food. So similar is the condition of human beings. What human beings do after getting certain setbacks and failure, as in life there will be setbacks and failures also. After getting certain setbacks and failures, they emotionally drop up the idea of attempting it, and they start believing it that as in the past we were unsuccessful, we are going to be unsuccessful, always we are going to be unsuccessful. So this idea becomes ingrained in their minds, and they start believing this also, that circumstances and situations are not going to change for them and they are not going to succeed now. So this idea becomes a fixed mental pattern in their minds, and this decides the behavior of human beings. This becomes the behavior of human beings, because then we are conditioned to this negative mental programming and we fall a prey to autopilot mode. Society and culture has also ingrained many fixed mental patterns into our mind from our childhood. There are some good fixed patterns also, which we can call it as a good conditioning, and as a result of which we get good habits. But now, how to remove those bad habits? As I earlier said that there is a good news, we can remove these bad habits. There is a complete process for it. How we have to do it, what we have to do it. We have to silently observe with self-awareness the fixed mental patterns, and we have to see the mental dysfunctioning which is working now, and we have to see how it works and what reactions and outcomes it invokes. And after watching it carefully with self-awareness we have to watch it, and if necessary we can make a diary of it, that what is the response that I am evoking in this type of situation. So in this way, because thoughts are going in your mind, it's only you by self-awareness you can judge that what negative programs have been formed into you. But now, as normally we people do it, we say that I get anger, this has become my habit, so now I want to remove it. So we start fighting against it. But we need not fight it. We need not try to neutralize it. There's another thing what we have to do. There are steps. Because if we will fight it, it will resurface with the greater intensity. So what we have to do it, first we have to observe it. Then next step is we have to dissociate with this negative programming. What normally we do, what normally we human beings do, we get attached to that habit. We say this is my habit, and we get hold of it, and we say that I do like this because this is my habit. So although this is not your fault, this is not your conscious decision, this has been ingrained unconsciously into your mind. So you should first decide, have this idea that this is not your habit and this is not your thought. Dissociate it with this. Detach with it, as Lord Krishna also said, that detachment and practice. These two words also will be useful in this. Be detached with this thought and habit. And don't consider itself your thought and your habit, because it is none of your fault. And because by getting hold of that idea, you are giving energy to that thought vibration. Because although our mind is static, but our thoughts are dynamic. And if we get hold of the thought and we catch hold of that thought, then we are giving energy to it, and again we are supplying the energy to subconscious mind, who is already in a comfort zone and doesn't reason. It only obeys the command. The work of subconscious mind is only to obey the command. He works like an obedient servant. But giving command is the function of the conscious mind and intellect. So therefore, to utilize the powers of subconscious mind, we have to take charge of our conscious mind and intellect and give necessary and accurate decisions to the subconscious mind. After dissociating itself with this negative programming will lose its root in our mind and start fizzling away slowly with the passage of time. And next step, that side by side what we have to do, we have to have a counter program of this, exactly counter of it. As I said in my previous video also, suppose now you have a negative program of fear of failure. Now you should develop a counter program of confidence of success. And this thought you should repeat again and again your mind, that I am confident of getting success. I will succeed. I am going to succeed. So in this way, the earlier program will be deleted from your mind and the new program will be installed, and this you can do with the powers of intellect. And what are those powers of intellect? As I earlier said, the powers of willpower, determination, focus and concentration. With these powers you will be able to install the new program in your mind and get rid of your negative fixed mental patterns. Now I will conclude with Swami Vivekananda's quotation on concentration. But before concluding, I request those who have not yet subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel and share it with others, so that they can also get benefit of this practical experience. Swami Vivekananda said on the powers of concentration, he said it is the power of the concentration that differentiates a man from an animal, and it is the degree of concentration that differentiates one man from the another man. One man becomes superior because of the power of concentration. So develop your power of concentration and power of focus and the powers, and use the powers of intellect to harness the powers of subconscious mind, which is the hidden potential lying within each of us. Each of us have the capacity to do innovations and do extraordinary works. Thanks for watching the video.